Hello everybody, welcome back to Road to Master. Hope you're all having an amazing day. We're starting off with the black pieces against a 1978 from France King's Indian Defence. Now, I have been studying a bit of the King's Indian Defence. I bought a course, a video course, which hopefully covers everything. I've only studied a bit of it so far, but hey, hey, I'm looking forward to it. Now, I think the course recommends here bishop to g4. I'm not sure if you castle first, though. You probably castle first and then a bishop e2. Bishop e3, I think, transposes. They go bishop to g5, which is strange. And we're probably going to have to deviate a bit from the theory I've recently learned. And go to more normal stuff. More normal stuff, unfortunately. So. I think here we can play queen e8. In fact, we can probably play knight to d7. In fact, why can't we just go knight g4? Bishop g4 still. Why can't we just go bishop to g4 still? I don't see a problem with that. And it's a very strange line that this course recommended, where we actually just immediately swap out this bishop for the knight, and we drop this knight back to d7, which is strange, but leads to a lot of interesting lines, because we have both of these pushes. This knight can come to c6. We often play an e5, and things are just cool. So let's play an a5 first. And the reason we play an a5 is to sort of prevent a b4. Not that b4 was particularly viable there anyway because of takes. But, hey. Hey, what are you going to do? We could probably think about playing an f6. Let's go knight c6 first. And they push. Now, I don't think pushing is good because that's opening up our bishop here. And then we're just going to put this knight on c5. And what they're going to do, they're going to play there, I guess. Takes and then f6. We've got this knight back on c4 again. C5, sorry. Yeah, things look okay. Okay. I really want to play an f5. I think we can, right? I think we just can. You know, this bishop looks scary. It's not doing much at all. F4 here. Playable, we probably just go back to f7, and this knight's still playable. They've got a decision to make here, and we'll go with the rook. Threatening the bishop. It's probably actually better to take with the pawn there. That was a bit of a miscalculation, but we can just take this bishop, right? And then go there. Go there. And then what are they going to do? What are they going to do about that? I'm not sure. Knight there, probably. Is the only way to sort of save the queen. We have a knight c5 then. And things are lining up, right? Things are lining up. F3, g6 potentially. G6, bishop f4 though. There's a fork here that I would like, if I can make anything out of that. Unfortunately, I don't think I can. Don't think I can just yet. It's unfortunate that we don't have a pawn to attack this knight. I would like to hit this square with the fork on the queen and the king. Let's go bishop to f6. Is interesting, I think. Queen f8, also interesting. We could think about a c6 actually, also interesting. Takes d5. Push takes long castles, interesting. A lot of interesting stuff going on. At that point, we probably just take the knight, right? And then go queen b6, covered by the bishop. I like that. The rook's covering this pawn. Short castles doesn't seem right. If anything, they want to probably attack on the whatever side that is. I wouldn't be against trading off the rook for the bishop here. It's risky for sure, but I'm not against it. I think we kind of have to, right? Takes. Bishop takes. Pawn takes. Queen there is annoying. Queen there is annoying. Have we slipped up here? Do we have takes? Takes. Takes. Takes there. Maybe just rook takes, right? Yeah, we might have slipped up there. That's irritating. Yeah. Probably knight takes there instead. Anyway, that's not the position. I'm not sure why I'm focusing on that. Let's do rook takes. Let's do rook takes. Pawn takes. And then takes, I guess. Free up the queen on b6. Bishop there, queen f8. Go there and try counterattack. Bishop there is scary because of the threat of takes mate. And we are going to have to do something about that. Whatever that is. Maybe it's already too late. Not quite sure, to be honest. But we have queen takes b2 as well. Hopping on this same diagonal with the bishop. Or we have bishop takes. Also very interesting. They go there. I think we hop on a check here. We hop on a check. Because there's this fork. This really, really nasty fork. If the queen decides to block, we check. Takes and then win the bishop, right? So they have to move their king. Yeah, they have to move their... Oh, no, because queen takes, bishop takes. We have another check. We can just keep giving checks, right? We could have even taken there. Would probably have been good. Yeah, now we can't. Yeah, that probably would have been good. Let's go rook f8. Is making some semblance of a threat at least. And try to trade off some of these pieces. Try to trade off some of these pieces. Because we have a killer knight in the center. They have double pawns. We are down the exchange, to be fair. So I'd like some sort of tactic. King goes anywhere, basically. We take this with check, right? If not, we go knight d4. g3 is an option, but then check. King up, then takes. So I think we're winning a pawn at least here. And we have like a bishop d4 as well, if the king ever moves. Would be really nice. Although, yeah, no, that works. If we get the knight here, we are blocking in the bishop, though. Which could be a problem. Could be a problem. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. We're down material, but it's very interesting. That doesn't seem like a good move. I guess they're getting the king to there instead, right? Let's make a threat of takes. F3 will go check again, probably. And that's covering the king's escape square as well. With loads of forks. King back, I guess, is the way to play. But then we have check again. Then we have check again. They go there. Well, surely that just wins material, right? With check. With check. And then we can take this. And now we're up material again, which is good. Which is very, very good. I'm always on the lookout for forks as well, if we can. I don't know whether to take this with the rook or the queen. Probably with the rook, actually, I'd say. Probably with the rook, so then we can think about going rook h4 check. And then trading off. If possible, even winning this h-rook if we can get the king on the back rank. Say like the king goes to g1, maybe throw in like well, the bishop comes in with the queen there as well. This is nasty for white. I would hate to be white in this situation, to be honest. This is really not nice for them. Really, really not nice for them. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. G3 is the choice. And then you escape to G2. Maybe you were worried about some checks, but then you always have H3. And I can claim I've got a good attack, but at the end of the day, you're up the exchange. They go there, and we just take this, right? With the rook. Looking for check. The queen has to go somewhere for starters. I mean, where are you going with the queen? Because if you're not careful, there's check, then mate. If you're not careful. I mean, that's it. That's all there is. So you've got to go like queen F. You can't even go there. Can't go there. I guess you can go there. Would work, but then check, I think works, right? Check. Yeah, and then, so queen there, check. Queen takes. Okay, check. Queen takes. The queen's still covering that, though. Oh, there's got to be a tactic somewhere, right? I mean, we have bishop e4 minimum, right? Bishop e4 is devastating. e5, sorry. I mean, where's the queen going? Go to h2, you get mated. Same way with g4, because the knight's actually covering this square as well, which is devastating. So I think you just lose your queen here, to be honest. And we'll take back with the pawn, I think, is accurate to keep this f2 square covered. And then we're threatening potentially even back ranks if the king goes back to g2. G1, sorry. Yeah, I mean, this is over. This is surely over, right? Surely over. There's nowhere they can go. There is nowhere they can go without losing the queen. And then, yeah. That's an interesting try. I don't mind that. But surely just a simple queen d4 works, right? Nothing complicated. Queen d4 works. Yeah, I mean, nothing's changed in the position. You've just made a one-move attack. With b3 rook there, we just take the queen. Rook takes, queen takes. It doesn't work. Yeah. I don't want to repeat myself, but that's the game. That is the game. Yeah. It was a good game. We definitely made some mistakes. Definitely let some things slip on the F file, I think. Maybe on the E file as well. But I really like this. These knights. You know, I mean, I'll talk about it later when we go over the game. But I always had trouble in the King's Indian with my knights. The knights are extremely powerful if you get it right. But it's so complicated and so easy to get wrong as well. We'll check if there is anything else we can actually do here. Any cleaner mates? I don't think there is. So let's just take the queen. Threaten mate in 2. You throw in a check, that's fine. We go there if they take, I think. Is cleanest, I think, yeah. King takes there. King takes there. There we go there. Back. We go... there, and then just mate, right? Seems legit. Seems pretty legit. And this knight's doing such a good job of covering this F2 escape square. being an absolute legend in the center. Really, really nice knight. And that's what I like about this line. You know, the knights are just so strong. It's ridiculous. Even if you manage to have to get it out this way around, I'm not going to accept a draw, my friend. If you accept it, no, if you get the knight this way around, it's still really, really strong. Still really, really strong. That's going to be the game. Really good game. I really enjoyed it. 1994. Hopefully tomorrow we can get 2000. That's an insane thought, right? That is an insane thought. So let's have a look at this accuracy. 76.9 versus 71.2. The graph is showing some advantages for white. We definitely slipped up in the middle game and then just dominated in the late middle to end. Yeah, we both made some mistakes. But anyway, this line. Now, I think, yeah, castles is right. And then bishop e2. Bishop g4, I think, is the line, if I remember properly, which is really, really interesting. I don't think it has a name. Don't think it has a name, but it leads to, like we saw, some really interesting. And the whole point is you're just getting rid of this annoying knight and misplacing the bishop. If it goes back, then you take the bishop and you've misplaced the knight. So it's just nice. It's just really nice. And it's not quite the King's Indian that I'm used to. But from what I can gather, the lines are just fine. And if they ever play a h3 like this, from what I can gather from what I've learned, they've just waited a move because you were going to take it anyway. And now not only do they have a weakness in their king side with the dark squares, but they've wasted a move getting this h3 kicking our bishop out, which we were going to do anyway. So yeah, that's about it. And then we just moved this knight back to d7. And like we saw, we're not putting this knight on d7. This knight's either going to c6 or a6, where it's so flexible. And this knight's doing such a bang-up job supporting either c5 or e5, or if not, hopping into these squares if there's a gap in the pawn structure, which there often is in the King's Indian. So it's just nice. It's nice. And then you're not having to get tangled up with f5 pushes, and you're just free to do that at any point. And it's a nice position. It's a nice position. So, yeah, the computer wanted c6 because there is no actual threat of b4. So we wasted a move with that. Yeah, that's all there is. We hop in. Apparently you hop into b4 instead. Okay. I don't really know what that's doing. I don't really know what that's doing, to be honest. But apparently it's nicer. Apparently it's nicer. I'll take their word for it. There's probably some long-term positional advantage, but this is not a bad move. We play f5, apparently not great. It wanted more knight maneuvers, and you'll see this a lot. I'm guessing it's to hit the c pawn. You'll see this a lot, and whether it's the right one or not, who knows. And we definitely should have taken with the g pawn, which is something I learned when I was looking at this line, or the line that's similar to this anyway. You take with the g pawn, and it's not a weakness because more than likely they're going to castle on the king side if they've pushed c4. And this is actually a devastating attacking piece. If you've got a knight on e5 as well, I mean, what are they going to do? You've got the rook supporting it. You've got the knight supporting it. You've got discovered attacks potentially with this bishop. The other knight can just hop in if you take. He's nice. It's just nice. This queen can come along to wherever it wants if the lines are open. And yeah, things are good. Things are good. We were definitely right to take the bishop. I mean, this is devastating. Oh, you take the knight first. You take the knight first. Pawn takes. They're in check, and then you go there, and then this is devastating, right? This is really, really devastating. I should have done that. That's an obvious one as well. That's me being too greedy, looking for tactics that don't work and not properly thinking it through. Yeah, and then this c6, it was definitely a blunder. Now that I think about it, I think I realised it pretty soon after as well, is just a blunder. Because they have this bishop move, you're forced to give up the exchange for measly attempts at activity. They refused to castle, which was interesting. They were so dead set on this threat that doesn't really work, because if they ever decide to go like bishop there, I always have like a bishop out, like if I absolutely need to, which is still scary, but it's not forced, you know, it's not a forced attack. Queen b4 checks, really nice. We're just developing here. Getting the rook across. Apparently g5 is the better move. I'm guessing that's just to make things come with check. You know, where's this bishop going? You go back to h2. If you go to g3, then check. I mean, yeah, not nice. The king can't go anywhere because the queen's cutting off the escape square. So you go back to h2 to give the king the escape square of g3. Yeah, this check's coming. King's going up. You've got another check here if you need it. King there. I mean, it's not nice. It's not nice. You probably have to give up the queen for the knight. Devastating stuff. g5, interesting. Looking for the g4 escape square. But we got some good stuff. This is just a blunder. I mean, this is just a blunder. This is the obvious move. I don't know how I particularly continue here. I was thinking knight e5. A mistake, apparently. What is the best move? Knight e5. Bishop e5, apparently. Best. Just adding another attacker, I guess. Rook bc1, hitting the queen. Queen a6. a4, hitting the queen again. And we have to stay on this diagonal to cover the knight. And then we finally cash in. We get maybe a pawn or two out of this. Or the exchange as well. We can get the exchange back if we really want to. With a discovered, yeah, they have to give up the queen there. And it's a very interesting queen for two rooks. There's a lot of pawns still on the board. My king's very weak. There are potential back rank double rook threats here, which is very interesting. Back to the main line though. King g4. This is pretty obvious. Yeah. I mean, the moves play themselves really. Bishop there. They played a feeble b3 to try kick out our queen. Apparently this f2 sack does work. Which is insane to me. Oh, because that's just mate. No, it's not. Takes. Where do you go? Queen down to c8. Oh, now that's some board vision, right? That is some board vision. Wow. I love that. I really, really love that. They can go g4. But then it's just mate there, actually, because the bishop cuts off. That's a beautiful move. I like that. That's proper board vision. Something I completely missed. We win the queen, and then it's just a matter of time. This is actually mate, which I missed. But we go for the longer one, which is fair enough. Yeah, good game. I'm liking this King's Indian. This is the first time I've actually got to try it. And it just feels so natural. You like the moves just sort of play themselves. We obviously slipped up in a few places, and I hope that'll get better. Definitely taking with the G pawn is the better move, 100%. I just need to sort of remember where the knights go in what lines. But I think once you crack that, it's a ridiculously strong sort of try at the King's Indian. You know, it's not usual, so it's going to surprise your opponents a bit. But yeah, it's super interesting. I'm really enjoying learning about it and now trying it. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like if you liked. Please subscribe if you really liked, and I'll catch you guys all tomorrow. Bye bye.